everyone, this is Ichit again. It is good to see all of you in this video. So today we are going to learn two parts in this video. The first part we are going to focus on the vocabulary lesson, and the second part we are going to focus on the grammar. But before we start learning all the main lesson that I prepare for all of you, everyone, I would like to draw your attention to something on the whiteboard right here. So this is the review lesson that is covered already from the previous video, or you can go back to those lessons which is on page 13. But I think you already remember all those points that already covered in the video and you learn a lot about those. But I just want to have a quick review before we move on to the new things that we are going to learn today. So the lesson that we study on page 13 of our blueprint 4, which is about verbs. Very good, everyone. So there are two main types of verbs that we covered so far. Can you tell me what are they? I think you get the right answer. Those two types of verbs are stative verb and an action verb. Now everyone, let's look back to those points. What is action verb and what is stative verb by looking at the examples on our whiteboard. So I prepare a few sentences for all of you, and in each sentence there is one verb. So can you identify which one is action verb and which one is a stative verb? So to identify which one is action verb and which one is stative verb, you need to understand what is action verb and what is stative verb. I know you already remember those, so now let's go through this exercise all together. So let's check all together. Number one here, the first exercise, I have dinner. So I have dinner here generally refer to the verb I eat dinner. So here the verb have here is action verb. Very good. And here I have a book. So I have a book here refer to the possessions, which is a stative verb. It doesn't express any action. Next, you look handsome. So you look handsome, it expresses appearance, right? So appearance is stative verb. Very good. You look handsome. It doesn't express action again. So here in the sentence, you look handsome. Can you see any action, any movement or changes? No, right? That is why we call it you look handsome is stative verb. How about this one? You look at me. So when you see the sentence or when you listen to people who use the word look in this context, it is clearly we use the word look to express action. You can see your eye and you stare at something. Okay, so look here is action verb because it shows you the actions of looking with your eyes. Good. Next, he remembers you. So here remember, everyone, is a stative verb here because it expresses emotion, it expresses a state of feeling. And the last one, he needs a car. Need here is a verb, right? But it is a stative verb. It expresses a situation. And the most important point that you need to remember for action verb, we can use in continuous tense, which express the situation that is happening. However, for stative verb, it expresses a state of feeling, emotions, or situation. We cannot use stative verb in continuous tense. But everyone, remember some verb, for example, right here, we have the word have, we have the word look. Those verbs can be stative verb or action verb. So pay attention to the meaning. If the verb express action, it clearly action verb. If the verb express a state of emotion, feeling or situation, it is a stative verb. Okay, very good. Now you already call back your previous knowledge, it is a good time for us to start to learn something new. So everyone, do you like watching TV? I know you do. You watch a lot of TV, and there's a lot of programs and channels in our country that have good program that you can watch. Sure, in today's video you will learn some useful vocabulary regarding to the TV. So our lesson is on page 414, everyone. I think you have book with you, so open your book to page 14. So when you are on page 14 right here, what can you see in the picture here? What can you see over here? You can see two women. They are friends, right? So what are they doing? Sure, they are watching TV, and they have a conversation. They talking about what program they want to watch, what type of show that they like. Okay, that is our main focus today. Very good, everyone. I think now you have book with you and you know what page we are going to study. And don't worry, I have prepared some difficult words and I will elaborate and explain those words to all of you. But before we start looking at all these key vocabulary, I would like to draw your attention to the conversation. So everyone, now pay attention to those conversations. Listen carefully and you can read along with the text script. So everyone, open your book to page 14 and listen to the text script. Everyone, are you ready? Good, now let's start.
Track 6.
It's Friday night. Should we go out? Actually, I'd rather stay in. I'm tired and watching TV is more relaxing. Well, okay, what's on? This is Kitchen Race. It's a cooking reality show. Oh no, I'm not a big fan of reality shows. They're not my favorite either, but there isn't much on at 10. Would you rather watch a nature show about lions? There's one on now, or we could watch the news. I don't like nature shows, and I prefer to read the news, not watch it. What about channel 61 or 23? They usually show old sitcoms at night. Do you like sitcoms? I love them. I'd always rather watch a funny show than a soap opera. Here, give me the remote. Sure, here you go. Let's see what's on.
Very good, everyone. I hope you listen and read along with this conversation, and you will find some difficult word here, and some word you already know, and some word are not in the conversation, but these are the useful word that you should know. Okay, let's start with our first word for today. So this is the verb. It functions as a verb, which means turn on. Okay, turn on mean you power up or you switch on, which means you start the electronic device. You cannot say open the TV. For sure, you cannot say that. But if you want to watch the TV, you need to turn on. So the word turn on means you start those electronics device. Very good. So the opposite of the word turn on. When you finish watching the TV, what should you do? You close the TV? No, it is not the right word to use. So you need to use the word turn off, which means it's the opposite of turn on. Now let's go to our third word, which is the word news. So you might have seen the word new without S, but in this situation, news with S, which means it is the same word as information. Good. Next is the word sitcom. So sitcom comes from two different words. They are the word situation and com stand for comedy. So combine those two words together, sitcom mean it is a TV show that show a funny thing, which is a comedy show. Very good. Next is the nature show. The nature show, everyone, I think you have watched those nature show before. Those are the TV show that show you about the nature, about the animal, about the forest. They try to make documentary about those nature. That is why we call nature show. Very good. Let's move on to the other word is soap opera. Soap opera. And this is similar to the word drama, which means they try to make movie, they try to create some drama for you to watch. So for those shows we call soap opera. How about the word reality show? What does it mean, reality show? Everyone, have you ever watched MasterChef Khmer? The program that most people like, even I also like those programs, MasterChef Khmer. Sure, those program is called reality show, which means they produce those programs in order to entertain people. It is an entertaining show which is called reality show, and the people who participate in that show are ordinary people. They are not trained to do all of those. They come to the show naturally. That's why we call it reality show. Next, the word remote. Okay, it's very modern device, the word remote. When you watch TV, and have you ever had any conflict in your family regarding to the program you want to watch? For example, you like concert and your brother like cartoon, and you try to switch the channel back and forth. Okay, so the device that you use to switch the channel is remote. It is a small device which have a button there that you can switch to different channel that you like. Good. Now let's come to the word channel. What is channel? Alright, channel is the station or the, what do we say? Have you ever watched YouTube? We have YouTube channel. So channel is similar to the page, but for the television, we have a channel CTN, channel Bayon, channel Hongmi, something like that, right? Those are called channels. And you also need to learn this one, because in the conversation you can hear the people use this phrase, what's on? It's a question, it's a short question. So when somebody asks what's on, mean, okay, let me give you a situation so that you can understand this phrase much better. When you go to the cinema and somebody asks you what's on for this evening, alright, which means what movie are being played. How about the TV? When somebody asks me what's on for this evening, right, which means what is being played, what is being broadcast, right, on the TV. So what's on is an expression that generally used to talk about TV show. Okay, good everyone. I hope you learn all those useful words, and now it's time for you to talk about yourself, about your experience. I know all of you enjoy watching TV because now we are staying at home during this quarantine time. You watch a lot of TV show day and day, okay, a lot of TV show. So now you learn about the TV show, you learned the vocabulary that people use, and you listen to a sample conversation. Now it is the time for all of you to think about yourself. So I have prepared 2 questions, and these 2 questions are taken from our lesson, because these 2 questions will help you use the word that you have learned. Okay, the first question, can you think of other kind of TV shows, everyone? So here in our lesson we have sitcom, we have natural show, we have soap opera, we have reality show. So what kind of show that you can think of beside all these kind of show? It can be concert, it can be game, right? It can be sport. So what type of show on TV that you like? And the second question, what kind of TV show do you like and you don't like? Okay, so the first one, you just name the TV show that you have watched so far, and the second one, you pick one or two show that you like and the other that you don't like, and tell your friend why you like those show and why you don't like the other. All right, it is a good time everyone to practice speaking. I think you all miss your friends because you haven't met your friend for like nearly 2 months now. It is a good time to chat to them and talk about this topic with them. I think they will enjoy talking with you. Alright, so this is the end of our lesson for part 1. We will come back and see each other again, and in the next video I will cover some grammar point that people in this conversation they use in this conversation. Okay everyone, so see you in the next part. Okay everyone, so see you again, and after we finish our lesson on page 14, now it is the time for us to move on to the part 2 of our lesson. And in this part, we are going to focus on our language structure. I believe all of you can see the examples on the whiteboard, and these examples are taken from the previous conversations. And everyone, I believe in this grammar section, the lesson that you are going to learn is very easy for all of you as an English learner, because we are not going to focus on a complicated structure. We just look at a simple phrase that you can use instead of the other one. So without any further ado, everyone, I would like you to look at the example. So here I have 2 examples. So the first one is a question form. So let's read this question all together. Would you rather watch a nature show about lion? Okay. And the second one is the positive form. I'd always rather watch a funny show than a soap opera. Okay, so this is the example from our conversation. I think all of you already noticed the structure on the whiteboard. We use the word would rather, and here is the short form of the word would rather here. Okay, so why you need to use those, and what form can we use with this phrase? Okay, now let's look at this part. So in this part, I have the 2 structure here. So the first structure that you can use with the word would rather is would rather plus verb phrase plus then, and then plus another verb phrase. So everyone remember the word phrase here, verb phrase. It is simple. So if we say verb, it has only one verb. For example, like, let me give you an example here. When I say go, it is a verb. But when I add go to school, all of these become verb phrase. Okay, so we are not going to cover those. Just make sure you know what verb phrase is. So here verb phrase are the phrase that start with verb. So this is the simple structure, or you can use only would rather plus the verb phrase. Okay, why you use this phrase would rather, everyone? So we use the phrase would rather here to compare two actions. We compare together. Let's look at the previous example here. I'll always rather watch a funny show than a soap opera. Okay, which means you compare 2 things or 2 actions, watch funny show or watch a soap opera. So which one you prefer? So here in this sentence, you compare 2 things here, and the first thing that you use in the sentence, the action that come after the word rather here, means you prefer this one than the other. So let's look at the example here. I'll always rather watch a funny show. So which means funny show is my favorite than watch a soap opera. So soap opera is not my favorite here. Very good, everyone. Let's look at this one, would rather plus verb phrase. So why don't we use the word then? Sure, if we understand the context of our speech already, we don't need to use then. We don't try to compare anything because the context is already understood. So let's look at the example over here. I would rather watch movie. So if in the conversation you understand you are talking about listening to the music and watching movie already, so you just use a short phrase here. I would rather watch movie. That's it. It's also grammatically correct. Okay, sure. So now one here you should remember it is very simple. As I told you, the word would rather has the same meaning as prefer. In this example here, I put the word prefer and would rather together because they are the same. You can use both of these. It's no problem. It's okay. You can use it in the same way. Here, I prefer watch movie than listen to music. Or you can say, I would rather watch movie than listen to music. It is the same meaning. Very good. However, what is the difference between would rather and prefer? Okay, in terms of grammatically, when you want to change it into question, for prefer here it is an action verb, which means you need more modal auxiliary. You need auxiliary verb do or does or did in order to form into a question. However, the word would rather here, naturally, if you want to change this into question form, you don't need to add auxiliary verb. You just put would in front of the subject, it automatically become a question. Very good. And that is the only difference between would rather and prefer. Okay, I think for this short explanation, I hope you catch up with the lesson. But if you cannot catch up with the lesson, you can open your book, everyone, on your book on page 15 here, on page 15, there is a box which is a simplified explanation. It is very simple. You just read through this explanation once or twice, so you will get a better understanding of what would rather is. Okay, and after you finish reading those, and then it is the time for all of you to do exercise. So here on your book on page 15, there are two exercises, which mean grammar practice and use the language. But for today, I would like all of you to do only one exercise as homework. So on page 15, section E, grammar practice, you have 4 sentences, and it is the good time to practice the word would rather with this exercise. And I hope to read your answer in the next day. Everyone, it is come to the end of our lesson, and I hope to see all of you again in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.